Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm making my professional debut.
Yes.
Back playing professional golf after 12 years.
Yep.
And it starts at what is one of my home courses now, Woolley Park.
Feeling good.
I seem to play a lot of golf here, and do you know what? I'm so excited for this, and we're going to get stuck in. We're going to talk about the preparation we've done today, a bit about what we've done this morning, but I think mainly on how I'm feeling going into this tournament, which I could have only dreamt of this. You know, like 12 years ago when I used to play professional golf and I was so nervous. I just feel this time round, everything feels a lot more different. I think that's just the age and experience and wiseness. And I guess preparation as well.
Well, you put a lot in recently, haven't you?
Yeah.
Recent weeks. So.
Well, we're going to obviously play a few balls at Academy course before we play. We've got about 3 hours before teeing off, haven't we?
Yep.
But this were always one of the things that I used to do before playing in professional tournaments, and it always used to help me play better. It's not just warming up on practice ground, but even if it weren't at the course I was playing at on the day, it's just going and playing 2 or 3 holes somewhere else.
Get properly warmed up.
It's weird, but that is just part of my preparation that always worked well for me. And my dad that obviously suggested that to me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and play a few holes, but what I want to do is talk more about what we've done this morning, and I think more about how I'm feeling and what I'm expecting from today, which I'm dead excited for, really.
Can't wait.
Right, so opening hole is 256. I've got forward, which I think I can get there with. It's bouncing. And for anyone that might be wondering, we are filming the 18-hole vlog today. We're going to film it in a bit of a voiceover style. So Dan's going to capture all the shots, and we'll be obviously talking over that during the edit. You've got a decent angle, Dan.
Yep.
Probably going to be aiming at that left bunker, I'd imagine. Straight at the middle of the green. That's not a bad start, is it? It's actually right at the pin. I don't know if you can zoom in on that.
Already on it.
Is it short at green?
It's about 5 yards short of green.
So I've got a 2:30 tee time this afternoon, and if you're wondering, my day started at 8 o'clock. I went up to Rotherham Golf Club at 8 o'clock for a little bit of a warm-up. I had an hour with James Freeman, obviously my golf coach. We didn't make any major swing changes, but James just sort of had a look at what I was doing, and we refined a couple of things, which I feel great about, actually. I got an instant impact, you know, to feeling, you know, when you have a lesson and you kind of forget the odd little thing. And we did a little bit in bunker as well. He's given me a couple of just little tweaks in posture, and it's made the impact with sand so much better and lighter. So yeah, I've made a couple little changes, but what the beauty of it were is, because I've got that much time on my hands, I've had a chance to go and have breakfast with Dan. Obviously, we had a nice breakfast, didn't we?
They treated me to breakfast. They must be feeling good.
And then we've got up to Woolley now. We got up about 11 o'clock, so we've got plenty of time. And now I've had an hour away after my lesson. I feel so comfortable now. You know, you get your tempo back, don't you? Because I think in a lesson, when you're making little changes, you lose your tempo. But to be able to sort of have a couple of hours, have some breakfast, and get up to the club nice and early, I mean, that first shot of the day was fantastic. And feeling what James has told me, but back in my tempo, because I had a little bit of a break. So we're going to play a few holes. I feel like I settle myself down so much more. You know, when I get on a golf course,
Yep.
I don't get onto first tee then going into a tournament like with that unknown. Because you can always hit loads of balls on a driving range, but there's something different about coming out onto a golf course, I think. So let's see if we're going to open up with birdie here. But my goal from today, really, my only objective is to really enjoy this, because, you know, I'm so excited for it. And I really just want to enjoy the day. That's the main priority for me. I think enjoying the day and taking away, what do I need to do to get better when I turn up to my next tournament? Like what? Because it sounds silly. I play a lot of golf, obviously, on camera, not in competitions with Academy. And so you can think you're playing really well, but in a tournament, I think it really brings out the areas of the game you need to improve the most. So I think that's the goal, is enjoy it, do as well as I can, fight and be hungry for everything, and then build off that round. Find out what I need to improve to get better.
And just while we're talking all things positive then.
Yeah.
Is it 10% for today?
Mate, it's 20%.
20%. You've heard it, guys.
It's 20%. If you can get me reading these greens and knocking the putts in. I think since I last played competitive golf, I would say like probably my putting's got stronger.
Yeah.
Which makes a big difference to your golf. If you feel like you're going to hole everything, and I don't hole everything, but I feel like I'm going to. I know that sounds silly.
And with that comes a lot of 2 putts as well, doesn't it? Rather than 3 putts.
Exactly, yeah. I've gone into this sort of lining the ball up to the hole because we discovered when I started to do this, I know that ball's lined up on my start line now, but when I get over it here, I don't feel like I'm actually aiming on that start line. So I have to trust it and hit it. And generally, most of the time, I get it on line.
It were a great putt.
It were a good read, weren't it? I mean, it were a good stroke. I've just obviously misread it a fraction, but to me, I felt like I were aiming there.
Yeah.
And I never had a chance of rolling it. So lining the ball up for me has been an absolute game changer. So we've got 138 uphill. This is a green where you just don't want to be past the hole because it's a severe slope. So we've got 9, I'm going to hit a good 9. And I'm just going to then talk about a little bit more about how I feel, because I was saying to Dan off camera, I could have only dreamt about feeling so relaxed like this. You know, 12 years ago when I used to play, I could never feel so relaxed playing a tournament. I were always so nervous, and it always used to ruin my ability to score, really. I think it's just missing right, Dan. Right at flag. You got that? So I was saying to Dan, I remember doing my best ever score in a professional tournament, a course record at Rudding Park. And I remember I was 500 with 2 holes to play. And I'm not kidding, Dan, or you guys. My arms felt like jelly. I saw the clubhouse on 16th green. You could see it because you play 17 back down and then 18 up. And as soon as I saw that clubhouse, I played the last 2 holes and my arms didn't feel like they were part of me.
But is that because you knew you were on for course record, or?
I were always very nervous at playing. It always meant so much to me. Whereas now, like obviously, I create golf content as a career. It's not, obviously playing golf professionally now isn't going to be ever my main source of income.
It's a different goal now.
It's a different goal now. It's to see how far I can go with. I mean, I love my golf, but because I don't play competitively anymore, I think if you're not playing in these competitions, your ability just diminishes.
Yep.
So I think by playing in these comps and going through all the right process to prepare for them means that if we play another YouTuber, they're probably going to get walloped. and I'm not even saying that like, unless it's someone else who's playing professionally, like James Wilshere or Josh Oddie or one of them boys, like, because us as, if you're playing just to make content, you're just playing to make content. You're not having lessons, you're not practicing, you're not playing.
I suppose you'd say like Matt Sharp.
Your game sharp, and no one else can compete with. A club pro can't compete with somebody that's game sharp unless you're just so talented. But you know, you'll probably see it with like retiring golf pros, unless they carry on playing competitively, they can soon become just average, you know, scratch golfers, really. I'm taking like a kind of wide berth line rather than going direct at it. Trying to sort of break it into all a little bit. It didn't look like it were going to get halfway, did it, when I hit it? But
no, it took a
you don't have to be
bobble.
Much firmer than that to be off the green.
I mean, this is academy course, isn't it? And we've seen how quick they are. Can you imagine what the 18 is going to be playing like?
John says like they've really got the greens running quick to try and protect it.
I bet they have.
I think one of the things that I have learned as well is hitting into greens. It's so important to sort of think about, you know, where the pin is and being underneath the pin.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think that's something I used to kind of...
Just flying it at pins all day, every day.
I weren't tactically clever back then, no. I think Nick, who's playing today, we're not playing with him, but he's a seasoned golf professional. He plays week in, week out. I played with him at Ganton a few weeks ago, and listening to him and saying, like, from when you started playing on tour to where you are now, what's the biggest thing you've learned? And he said to me, he said, well, it's just 18 holes of golf, and if you're playing to obviously win, you've got to sometimes push yourself a little bit to the limit. So that's probably in driver and hitting some like low percentage shots. You know, if you want to actually win, you can't compete with the very best golfers if you're not prepared to attack. And I thought that's a fantastic way of looking at things. It is just one tournament, and I think to try and win a tournament, you've got to be prepared to lose a tournament as well, haven't you?
Of course. Yeah.
If you're just trying to sort of like not lose a ball, or you're trying to play safe all the time, are you really going to hit them really high levels?
No, I don't. You can't defend your score from the off.
No.
You have to attack, and then even when you get to a good score, you've just got to push on, haven't you?
And that has helped me just in these last few weeks of pulling driver out and taking that chance. Well, if I do lose a ball, then I might not win the tournament. But at end of daylight, if you don't
pull driver out, you're not going to win.
You're not going to win the tournament, are you? So I think that was fantastic advice, and certainly that's improved me off the tee, because you start hitting more drivers, and that, I mean, we saw the other day, didn't we? We played with Sam, you know, where even Sam, who's not playing as much golf, were choosing to hit 3 irons. That would have been me 2 years ago. And that percentage, like where I used to think that were narrow, now this is narrow. So it's like you just become a bit more confident, really. It's not that far, to be honest. Apron's like 220. So landing area is about 220, isn't it? So I think forward.
Might be too much. What do you think?
Oh,
no, it's into a little breeze, isn't it?
Into a little breeze. Let's go forward. I think the problem is if I hit the hybrid, we might be short.
Go on then.
So I'll just tee it back a little bit. We've just been laughing off camera. Obviously, I'm, you know, a little bit more confident than normal, because over the last few weeks, I've known this date's coming up. I've kept it a little bit on the low, so I've been going through the right preparations for a tournament. You know, having lessons, trying to practice my weaknesses. And we're just saying, weren't we, all this confidence, and then
you're going to shoot 100.
Shoot 100, chuck clubs in lake on 16. It'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? But
close channel down.
Yeah. At job centre Monday morning. No, I think the beauty of this, we have actually got nothing to lose. I think all we've got to do is we've got to gain, haven't we?
I think it's just a good chance to see where you are. You're playing better.
Yeah.
Like, where are you now under a bit of pressure?
This is it. But because of all this preparation, golf to me is just feeling a lot easier. It's just feeling more enjoyment and, well, excited. For me to be excited going into a tournament is unknown, really. A little bit leaky to right.
That's going to be where we were last time, just at right.
Yeah.
Again.
It's not actually a bad miss, to be honest.
So would you say there's more pressure today than when you play me on the match vlogs, or less?
Do you know what? I actually think there's zero pressure. There's zero pressure. I think today, your first ever tournament after 12 years, it's all about, well, I think it's about enjoying it. I think I want to try and keep the right temperament, so fight until the end no matter what I'm doing. Even if it's a putt to break 80, is fight to the end, don't give up.
Not doing a Tyrrell and then.
No, and then making notes about, like, and what I've done, probably if I have had a bad score, where it broke down, what did I do?
Proper, you know, analyst. So.
Analyse what I've done wrong. And then obviously plan, we'll share the date of the next tournament. And do you know what as well, guys? You'll be invited to these tournaments, because although it's a professional tournament, they have a elite amateur league, and they also have, is it a 3.5 to 20 handicap league?
Yes, I think if you're like 3 handicap and under, you can enter obviously elite part.
Yeah.
And then amateur part is something like, is it 4 to 24 or something?
So if you're sort of from like Yorkshire or surrounding areas and you can get up to Yorkshire to play, I'll stick a link into the description below where you'll be able to find, you know, remaining fixtures. And even if you want to come and have a walk with us, I don't mind. You know, if you fancy getting out and just having a walk, we'll be here filming, and yeah, you're more than welcome to join us.
Carrot bag, 5%.
I hope they don't all turn up. Can you imagine 40,000 walking down fairway? We'd be in a bit of bother, wouldn't we? Oh dear. Just discussing tactics, weren't we?
Yep.
For when we get out there. So we're just saying we're not going to go directly at pin here. There's not a lot to gain. you know, we could maybe come up short of that mound, or
It's going to bound on after.
Jumps forward because it slopes down after that mound. So we're just going to go to the left of it, little low one, and make sure we've got a good birdie putt. Obviously, we're playing a shortened course, but gets you thinking, doesn't it?
I think if you get that mindset constantly, then
yeah. So we left it short.
Right. Oh.
Tap in. So we're playing with Lance de Block from Huddersfield Golf Club. We're playing with Rob Potter. He's a member somewhere in Manchester, and he used to be on Rick's channel. I think some of you guys will be familiar with Rob. 107 uphill. What do you think? 50?
Ooh, you think?
Well, it's uphill, isn't it? You don't want to be short at green. You're thinking 54?
Oh, no, yeah, the lower. I see it more as like a flighted one there.
Yeah. Or were you thinking pitching wedge?
Yeah. But yeah, I guess 50 is good.
I think 50 is kind of like my 115 if I hit it flat out. But if I knock it down lower,
yeah,
it'll
definitely go for that with this wind.
It'll go its distance, but just on a stronger flight. That's pretty safe, isn't it?
Like that. I mean, you said safe. I think that's a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can't afford to miss left, can you, with that pen?
No, I think that's one of the beauties as well of my game, isn't it, now, is that since having lessons with James, I have got more of a one-way miss. So when I aim left at a flag, I can commit to it, and I know that I'm not going
to go left.
Generally, I'm not going to go any further left than that, unless something to really break down. But the way he's got me swinging, it is difficult to go left now.
We've just said with your putting, I think if you can leave a lot 15-foot birdie putts, you're probably going to hold a couple, aren't you?
Well, that's it. I mean, like my putting, I'm dead confident with. So if I can create a birdie putt on nearly every hole, I've got a great chance of doing well. And so why not? Why have I not? And I think that's the way I've got to look at it. Is not put tee much pressure off myself, tee to green. Is even if I'm playing just like conventional tee to green golf and giving myself a chance of birdies, from there on, I reckon I'm as good as anybody once you get on the green.
Well, not anybody. I mean, the guy on the cameras would have something to say about that. No, but I think that's ideal.
We've lined this up again. If it's going to go in, it's going to drop in front lip. As I said, we're going to go and warm putter up after this. We've not actually been out on putting green yet, but you know, if we keep creating chances like this, we've got a chance. But it's just, I don't think you can appreciate on camera how quick and how much breaks on this putt. So it's just one you can't attack. But we've got that bit of course knowledge, haven't we? I think others might struggle with that. Die. Are they going to be able to do that? They're good players, aren't they? I'm sure they will. Aim at that post on left. So left at flag, which is the wrong place to miss, but we're sure it's all going to kick in from that side. If I get the fade, it should fade back onto the pin. It's at the post. Is it going to get the kick? I think you were right, club.
100%.
So this was pretty much start line we started on, weren't it? Aiming at that post, which we said we were going to go all in one line for a bit of fun. But do you know what? I think it's almost a last minute reminder, isn't it, in a competition?
You won't want to be here.
Why not to sort of go for tiger lines? So we've gone for a silly line there, but I don't mind that.
Again, probably can't see it on camera, but it's more than a bit daunting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to struggle to make a par now from here, which it should be an easy par, shouldn't it?
Played it really well, actually. Nice. Yeah, that's trouble with some misses, isn't it? You couldn't have played that any better and you're still left with a 6-footer.
I mean, I literally could have hit in any part of that green and had a good birdie chance. Whereas now I'm struggling for a par. But that's the whole point of coming out and doing a few holes, isn't it? It gets your mind like in gear. You can be best driving range player in the world. But I think that's a great little last minute reminder not to sort of... I suppose unless you sort of know, like you're coming down stretch, you're on the last couple of holes and you know if you're like 1 or 2 behind, then it's a different, isn't
yeah,
it?
then you may go all that.
Rescued it.
Good up and down.
I think if I hit 6 at sort of like that bush left at pin, because even if it stayed on that line, it's got to kick right and sort of be on fringe at green. That's all over it. Just a bit right, to be honest, but I think that's a great shot. Is that front?
It's on.
We're going to go and have a putt, aren't we? The problem is that, isn't it? We've got to be prepared for quite a few sort of 4 or 5 footers, because I mean, what's that missed by?
I think you've almost just got to send it topside and die it at the hole. If you get attacking, then...
I mean, they're perfect weight. It's just how much they move off it after all. I think I'll practice quite a few 6, 7 footers before we go out. I mean, that looks the perfect line at the minute. Just a bit short, that one, weren't it? You know what I think as well when we get out there? I've got to remember I play a lot of golf here, haven't I? So I've got to try to probably get into, what can I say, like more of a relaxed mode. You know, I should know what I'm doing, shouldn't I?
You know, of course, there's no surprises.
Yeah.
You know where to hit it, you know where to miss it.
He's not overthink everything. You know, just...
Should we break the exciting news to him?
What's that?
Look at this. There's been a late entrant. Look at that. This man knows his equipment.
Well, he's just recently been on channel as well. So it's... So I've enjoyed sharing a little bit of this morning with you. Obviously, I'm dead excited to get out there now. We're going to switch camera off. And if you want to see the 18-hole vlog, tune in Friday where we're going to record it. Out and out golf. And obviously, I'll put a voiceover of my thoughts and feelings, a little bit of what we were thinking and stuff throughout the day. And obviously share a result with you, which I hope is going to be positive. But as I said, the main objective today is to enjoy it. And see where we finish, what we score, weaknesses, strengths, and build. Get ready for our next event and an exciting summer, hopefully. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a few days' time. Bye.
Zia, you've made it.